When Maddie came to me, she was 3.5 years old. She had never been to a preschool. She was deemed by the doctors as failure to thrive. She weighed 24 pounds, had no social skills at all, and she was removed from her parents' home at that time. You know, Scholars Unlimited has helped Maddie. She just really has become a reader. She reads whatever she chooses, but she actually reads herself to sleep, which I think is phenomenal.
I like funny chapter books. And I also like unicorn chapter books, which everyone knows, pretty much. And straight and hard like an oak tree that grows next to the porch. I wondered what that voice would be like.
Wow, that is some good reading.
Thank you.
She absolutely is performing at grade level, and it's something that we get reports from the school all the time, and yes, she is. No. She's just become more confident and more independent as far as her responsibility to learn and grow. It seems like she's really taken that on.
So I think I was being really good during the whole year, so they call it Leader of the Year. So I got to meet the mayor, and we shook hands, and I got a certificate, a magnet, and a medal. I felt like I wanted to scream, but I wouldn't scream in front of the mayor.
It just meant such a big leap for Madeline personally, that she was now at the level at 8 years old that she's been to a ceremony where she got an award from the mayor of our city. And I think she really did understand the magnitude of that. You know, this is just the beginning of another leap that will come for her.
I remember that I was a Mile High Scholar, and I scream like, woohoo, every time I see that.
Hello, my name's Conrad, and I'm 8 years old, and I'm gonna be in 3rd grade. I've always been afraid of drowning and going underwater.
I said, well, you know, they're going to be giving swim lessons at Scholars, so that'll be really, really good for him.
I felt excited and nervous at the same time.
I remember one day they came and got me and said, well, Conrad, he's crying. He was just kind of a wreck. He was just really nervous, so then it made me nervous.
I was afraid I'd get my eyes wet, I'd get water in my nose and I wouldn't be able to breathe. That would scare me.
That is like, Conrad, if I'm going in the water, you're going in the water.
I like the most about Scholars Unlimited was when we went swimming. They helped me by encouraging me, because I trusted them.
I remember one evening, he wanted to practice at home. He wanted to take a bucket of water and dip his head in the water. And I'm like, this is crazy. But he wanted to put his head in water and practice going in and out. He had his goggles at home in a bucket.
I went underwater and then I felt comfortable, and then I kept doing it, and then it's comfortable for me now.
I have to say he really did overcome that, and he's excited about it, and he's constantly wanting anybody and everybody to see that he can do this, so I'm proud of him.
I was proud of Conrad because he's faced his fear about going underwater.
I did it.
I grew up at the end of the crack era. My grandmother was on drugs, and so was, majority of my family. So I really didn't have a good home life, so it affected my school life as well. My mother mostly saw summer scholars as a daycare almost, but what she didn't realize is that I was actually learning while I was there. Having those really good, important role models, that are just successful Black men. His name is Mr. Ron, okay? And before I had Mr. Ron, I had somebody, his name is Mr. Hartfield. Having them, they bought me birthday stuff. They, came to my house, took me on trips to the zoo, stuff like that, They were in my corner when all this stuff was going down at home. So they always encouraged me that it's gonna be okay. The sun's gonna come out eventually. You just gotta keep pushing, you gotta keep going, not to give up. Being in the Scholars Program helped me just open up and to adapt to different kinds of things and people. And it's just one of those things that you just continue to take on for the rest of your life. And so I started volunteering at Floyd Pope Waller. The kids really had a lot of respect for me because, I was one of them. Like I was one of the kids, I was their peer. I wasn't really coming to them as a teacher yet. I was coming to them as one of their peers who was trying to guide them in the right direction. So I kind of treat them like they were my little brothers and sisters. I am actually going to school to become a teacher and eventually want to become a principal. I feel like my outreach is much more than just the classroom. I feel like my outreach can come as a community leader. I'm here to encourage you to finish. Don't give up. Because if we give up, then basically we're saying that all those adversities that have us, they basically won. And that's not what I want to see for this world. I want to see the kids win themselves. I want them to win the game of life.
I'm not talking for the camera, I'm talking for you guys for real. The program in the summer is unbelievable.
They're getting the literacy, they're getting the homework help, they're getting the recreation, that physical activity. They're getting it all as scholars.
I've always learned that the smallest things can mean the biggest thing to others. So, we just thank you for being able to be a part of these kids' lives, for giving us space to grow, to learn. It really just means so much to them. We just want to take these youth to the next level. And by you guys donating, we really want to say thank you for doing it.